Hey Mike, I thought I'd do something kind of fun. This is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's kind of silly and fun, but because you asked me about the veggies and because I love veggies, I'm gonna do this with you. So I'm gonna take you up to my garden really quick and we're gonna cut some broccoli, and then I'm gonna show you how to do broccoli, because that probably is the base of any vegetable that you can do, and it's super simple and easy, and Jordy's here to help me, so we're gonna head up there now. When you're ready. Oh, okay, so I grew broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, and tomatoes in this little tiny 12, small little garden. But you can come see, you can see how beautiful this broccoli is. It's gorgeous. And you just have to cut it on an angle using a really sharp knife, like that. And then it'll eventually, here you go, and it'll eventually grow. Different broccoli sprouts will come out. Like you can see here that these are beginning to be brand new broccoli sprouts. So you can, and here's a baby. Super cute. Baby. All right.
Show him the cut. Show him the angle cut.
So it's like an angled, like a little angled cut. But I just want to make sure you know you don't have to grow broccoli in your garden. I just had broccoli up here, so that's why I'm cooking it for you. Okay. Okay, so I usually cut my broccoli before or any vegetable for that matter, before I wash it, because it's easier to do that. And just with this is a little, crazy because it's from my garden. But I always take the stalks and I cut them low. So you want to kind of end up with something like this. So you have a nice long stalk, and then I cut these little pieces off. So you end up with stalks like this, because this part is super tasty, and a lot of people just have the crowns, but this part is, especially when you roast them, is super good. Okay, so I'm gonna chop this up and then I'll be right back with you. Hey Mike, I wanted to show this to you too. This is all the stem that was left after I cut off all the broccoli. And this, Jordy's teasing me about the way I said broccoli. This actually can be shredded in a food processor or on a grate, and it is super, super, super good in salads. So you just add it to all the veggies and everything. And the stalk has a massive amount of nutrients in it and fiber. We were talking about fiber the other day when we were walking down the stairs. Anyway, definitely you can use this. You don't have to, but you can. Hey Mike, one other thing I wanted to show you is that you can actually, instead of using a knife, you can actually snap these pieces off just as easily as using a knife, and it comes out the perfect size. So that's another option too, especially if one day you have your grandbabies helping you cook vegetables, leading by example in the kitchen. Okay, so I have washed all the broccoli and gotten into the sizes that we talked about. So this is just the base recipe they use for all of my veggies when I'm roasting them. I use olive oil, any kind of olive oil that you like, garlic. I use so much garlic in my family that I usually buy at Costco the big garlic thing, and then I just refill this, because honestly I would be chopping garlic all the time because we use it in every recipe. A little bit of soy, and because I am gluten-free I use tamari, but you can use soy and regular soy, and that's really it, plus salt and pepper. That's it, that's the base. And then from the base you can add ginger, you can add miso. This is super good. Actually, if you use the miso, don't use as much salt. Cayenne, what's that?
Did you say we even go straight, like olive oil, salt and pepper?
Yes, sometimes we even go olive oil, salt and pepper. So the trick with the olive oil is that most of the veggies suck it up so much that you end up using too much. So that's about the only thing I really measure. And I will do 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil, and if you feel like it's not coating it, not feeling good, then I would add the same in water. So if I use 1 of these, I'd use 1 water, 2 of these, 2 water. And that helps it really kind of get coated in the veggies. So we'll do this right now. So I'm gonna do 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm going to do 1 big heaping tablespoon of garlic because, well, we love it. And then I am going, normally I just sprinkle the soy tamari on there, but for you I'm gonna measure just so that you can see what I'm doing. So there's a tablespoon of that. And then you just mix. Mix it up. Give it a nice little blend here. Makes it look good. Get all the garlic. It's cool because you can see the garlic's everywhere. And then I do a pinch of, actually I'm gonna do 2 pinches because that was a small one, of salt. 1 pinch of pepper. Do it again. And then the next thing we do is we preheat the oven to 425. I use a baking sheet, put some tin foil down, and actually you don't even have to put tin foil down if you wanted to put a little bit of oil on the bottom, but to if you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to be health conscious, it's better to just lay the foil down. And then I put them in for about 25 minutes and then check on them. So I'll check back with you in a second once I have these all prepped and ready to go. So here's what it looks like now that I've laid it out on the tray. And I take note that I've laid it out so that they're not really piled on top of each other, because the more they're spread out, the more they actually brown. And this is where the time comes into play. If you like super crispy broccoli, then you leave it a little bit longer. If you just kind of like it semi-done and not so crispy, you can pull them out earlier. But I usually use rule of thumb about 25 minutes, and then I reach in and just grab one and see what it tastes like. So I'm getting ready to put this in my oven at 425, and I'm setting my timer for 25 minutes. So this is Jordy. She's made some really good tofu while we were making the broccoli.
Yeah.
Looks yummy.
It's gonna be great.
It's very good. Maybe next time we can share that one with you. Okay, so here's the broccoli after 25 minutes, and to me, I like to look for those little dark pieces here. It just tastes better. They taste, I don't know, it tastes super good and crispy. Yeah, super crispy. So I'm actually gonna put them back in for like 5 more minutes, and then I'll just keep checking on them. There is no rule of thumb, and depending on how fresh your vegetables are, the fresher they are, the longer they take to cook actually, because they have more water in them. All right, I think they're done. I'm gonna turn this off. Cody's here to say hi.
Howdy.
All right. So this is what I'm talking about. You see how there's like the little, George, we found him, like how dark, they're like the little crispy. It's almost like when you barbecue things and you get that crispy to them. So honestly, that's it. It was that easy. And now we normally serve it over brown rice, black rice, quinoa, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Just think of what used to be the side as the main. Anyway, hope you love it. Bye.